welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm Priscilla. I'm the owner of A Life Full of Simplicity. You may be wondering why the background change. My room is currently a mess. I typically film in my room. I had to move all my bookshelves though because we're having internet issues and I'm waiting for internet technician to come and fix our internet. So I can't film in my room for the time being, but I wanted to get this up for you. That way you can see all the upcoming releases early on and get in your pre-orders and do whatever you wish for the month. So yes, Happy New Year, everyone. It's a new year. Hope we're all excited about it. So let's get into it. If you're new to my channel, this is a series that I do where I show you all the mass market items that I was able to find, decks, books that are coming out in a given month. So I do this series monthly. And yeah, feel free to subscribe, turn on the bell. That way you can be notified every time I post these videos, as well as other content that I post on my channel as well, like unboxings and journaling content and things like that. So not that much is coming out. So for books, we have 23 to go through, and for decks, we only have 14. I'm not really that surprised. Honestly, I feel like every year when I do these in the beginning, I feel like the majority of stuff starts coming out in March. We usually see an increase in decks and books typically around March, though there are quite a number of books that I was able to find for this month, which I was surprised by, but hopefully you're into it. So let me go ahead and start the recording. So we're going to start with books first, then go on to decks. There are timestamps in the description box below if you're interested in skipping around. I usually do one for books and one for decks, as well as you'll find a list of all the items that I discuss in the description box below. They will be in order. And with links, the links that will be in the description box are Amazon affiliate links. They're global Amazon affiliate links. So when you click them, they should take you to your Amazon. Buying through the Amazon link is a great way to support the channel. So yes. So let me start the screen recording. Okay, let's see. Screen recorder. Okay. All right, so the first book that we're going to discuss is A Critical Introduction to Tarot, Examining the Nature of a Belief in Tarot. This is by Simon Kenny. This is published by If Books, not sure who they are. 248 pages. This is set to release January 1st. As I'm filming this, it is January 1st, so it's already out. You can definitely pick it up if you're interested. Though I think it said, yeah, only one left in stock with more on the way. That was fast. They got through their stock already. That's quick. There's no back. There's no table of contents. Not sure what this is about. Let's see here. It says, what does it say? It says, this book, however, is not another take on the cards' meanings and how to read them. Instead, independent researcher Simon Kenny presents tarot to the incredulous and curious, those who wish to know the basis for its continued cultural relevance. Okay. A Critical Introduction to Tarot explains the practice in its historical and metaphysical context and investigates its supporting belief structures from witchcraft and magical practices to popular psychology. Okay, so throughout these pages, connections to politics, philosophy, psychology, numerology, astrology, Freemasonry, statistics, interpretive symbolism, self-help, social media, even the nature of the truth itself are explored. Very interesting. It's 248 pages. That's a lot to explore in only 248 pages, in my opinion. So I'm wondering what the depth is of, like, how deep does it go in these subjects is the only thing I'm wondering. Not sure if this really interests me at this time, but I thought I'd share in case someone else was interested in this particular book. Then we have Mindful in Minutes, You Are Not Your Thoughts, an 8-week guided meditation journal. This is by Kelly Smith. So we do have some photos here, so let's take a look. This is the cover. Very nice. So what does it say? It says week 4 plus day 2, daily mantra, daily practice. There's a QR code there. We have list 5 things that will focus on, list 5 things that you will focus on controlling today, 5 things that you choose to release from your control. Very interesting. Week 3 plus day 1. Okay, so we have like a mantra and then like a daily practice. And what do we have here? What thoughts keep coming into your mind when you are meditating? What are the likeliness of these thoughts coming true? Rank them from 1 to 5 on the likelihood of coming true. 1 not likely, 5 very likely. Very interesting. Then we have, so we seem to have like different activities to do every single day for 8 weeks as is stated, which is very interesting. So we have, what is meditation? Meditation versus mindfulness. We have meditation positions. Very interesting. So this is set to release January 2nd. By the time you're watching this, it should have been already released. This is 160 pages. This is published by Fair Winds Press. And let's see. So it says here, learn to cope with anxiety and embody the belief that you are not your thoughts with this 8-week program featuring 56 distinct daily meditations and journal prompts. Very interesting. So if this is something that's interesting to you, something that you would like to pick up for your own practice in terms of like a mindfulness journal, definitely check it out. Now, moving on, we have Psychic Dreamer, Exploring the Connection Between Dreams and Intuition. This is by Dr. Michael Lennox. This, I believe, is published by Llewellyn. Yes, it is. Published by Llewellyn, set to release on January 8th. Yeah, January 8th. Oh, I hate when it does this. Amazon is so annoying. So it's 224 pages. And what does it say here? Is there any pictures, actually? Just a picture of the front and a picture of the back. So on the back here, it says, in dreams, everyone is creative, intuitive, and guided by dimensions that are not usually perceivable while awake. Dr. Michael Lennox helps you explore your innate psychic abilities and teaches you how to develop them through dream work, regardless of your skill level. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So if this is something you're interested in, especially if you're into like dream work and things like that, definitely check it out. Then we have A Year in the Enchanted Garden. This is Cultivating the Witch's Soul with Spells, Crafts, and Garden Know-How. This is by Monica Crossan. This, I believe, is also published by Llewellyn, set to release also on January 8th. This is 424 pages, so it's a hefty book. Very thick. Very nice. Love me a nice thick book. This is the cover. I love the cover. The cover is beautiful. I'm just wondering what exactly we're going to get in here. So it says, dig into your witchcraft with month-by-month gardening guidance for flowers, herbs, vegetables, trees, and more. Featuring dozens of spells, charms, and activities, this hands-on book helps you select, grow, and harvest the best plants for your region and shows you how to use them in your magical practice. Very interesting. I think if you're someone who really enjoys gardening as part of your practice, you'd probably really enjoy this. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Now, this is a book that really interests me. So this is Tarot for the Hard Work, an archetypal journey to confront racism and inspire collective healing. This is by Maria Menas, and I believe the foreword is by Rashonda Tramble. This is published by Wiser Books. This is set to release on January 8th, 280 pages. And this seems very interesting. So what does it say? So we have some exercises in here, which is really interesting. I do love a book that has exercises. That's great. Do we have any other, what does it say? Exploration of the 22 cards of the major arcana. Okay, and then the re-envisions these archetypes as beacons that illuminate the various ways racism takes root both in ourselves and in the world. Wish they included the minor arcana in here. I think that would have been really cool as well, like if they looked at the tarot as a whole and not just always the major arcana. But I'm still interested in this particular book. We have, like I said, some exercises, it seems like, so it's also partially a workbook, which is really interesting. I'd love to see more. Like, I'd love to see the table of contents. At this time, there's really only a cover for us to look at. Then we have the meditation and tarot. Connect with the cards to develop your inner vision. This is by Chanda Parkinson. This is published by Llewellyn. The foreword is by Barbara Moore. It is set to release on January 8th. 224 pages. Let's see here. What does it say? So it seems like we have... Okay, so we explored the major arcana in depth, showing you each card's correspondences, overall theme, related meditation, and more. Then guides you through the minor arcana, suit by suit, sharing meditations and number meanings according to wands, swords, pentacles, and cups. The author also supplies meditations for the core cards, so you can easily connect them to people in your life. That's very interesting. If you're someone who's really interested in like meditation and working with the cards in terms of like meditation work, this might be a good option for that. I don't typically see, I don't typically see too often books that do things like this. I think that's a really cool practice, especially for those who are really into meditating with their cards. So you might really enjoy this, actually. I know I would enjoy this. So I did add it to my particular wish list. Then I found this book called Tarot for Practical People. This is by Alice Mastrolio. Who's this by? Oh, it's also by Llewellyn. It's 192 pages. It's also set to release on January 8th because everything from Llewellyn, Lo Scarabeo, and Blue Angel, they all release at the same time because Llewellyn distributes them in North America. So yes, January 8th. Let's see here. What does it say? It says... Learn how to read the cards, make the most out of each draw. It foregoes the frills, instead focuses on grounded and dependable methods for interpreting the cards and divining your future. The information is kind of lackluster, I have to say. Kind of lackluster. Let's see if there's more information further down. Okay, so we have some pictures here. So it does say like where you can find the card in your everyday life. I don't know if it just does that for the major arcana or if it does that also for the minor arcana as well. But 192 pages, yeah, possibly. It could possibly do that with the minor arcana as well if it goes through that. Oh, actually, this is published by Lo Scarabeo. I didn't even actually realize. This is actually by Lo Scarabeo. I'm wondering if it's going to be fully in English and not like their guidebooks, because their guidebooks are typically multilingual, but I'm wondering if this is going to be fully in English or if it's going to be multilingual as well. So that would be interesting to know, in my opinion. Then we have Granny Thornapple's Book of Charms, Magic and Folklore from the Ozark Mountains. This is by Brandon Weston. I found this on Llewellyn's website and was like, what is this? Because of the title. It's so funny. Granny Thornapple's book. Anyway, 288. This is published by Llewellyn and also set to release January 8th. What does it say? So Brandon Weston begins each chapter with a compelling snippet from the life of this fictional practitioner who is based on the many healers he has interviewed. In addition to these vignettes, Weston shares authentic teachings and workings from the Ozark charming tradition and that have been passed down orally for generations. He introduces dozens of charms for practical purposes, such as preventing theory, building a fire, elevating a toothache, become part of this mountain magic that utilizes familiar poems and verses, including some featured in nursery rhymes and fairy tales. These intuitive folk ways can help you seize your inborn power and enhance your own charming abilities. Interesting. I don't know what kind of folk practices these are personally. I have no idea where this is or what. Is there any more information? No, it's the same information. Oh, he has other books. Ozark Folk Magic, Plants, Prayers, and Healing. And then we have an Ozark Mountain Spellbook. Interesting. I guess if you're interested in checking out Ozark Mountains, you can have other options to look into, such as Plants, Prayers, and Healing, and then a spell book, and then now a Book of Charms as well. I know nothing about where this is or what this is, so I don't think this is for me personally. Then we have Spirit Guide Invocation, Seeking Wisdom from Sacred Helpers. This is by Billy Topa Tate. This is 208 pages. This is also published by Llewellyn, also set to release January 8th. And it says here to connect to the realm of healing and meet your divine helpers. So this is pretty much a book on spirit guides, pretty much invoking them. So I'm guessing there's a lot of like invocations and like probably prayers or things to say out loud or in rituals and things like that. If you work with spirit guides, you might really enjoy this. I don't really know what it pertains, like what is in the book itself, like what does it pertain? I don't know. It says here, teaches you how to call upon angels, ancestors, and other spiritual beings for guidance and protection. Using the powerful placement of words as an energy tool, you can elevate stress, resolve past lives, send love to those who have passed, and more. So, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so as I said, if you're interested and already work with spirit guides or want to work with spirit guides, maybe this would interest you. Then we have the Sorcery of Solomon, a guide to the 44 planetary pentacles of the Magician King. This is by Sarah L. Mastros. This is set to release January 8th. This is published by Wiser Books, 272 pages. So this is like King of Solomon, I guess. I don't really know much about this. Isn't this ceremonial magic? I know nothing about this, honestly. So I don't really know what this particularly, like, what this pertains to. I think it's ceremonial magic. Isn't this ceremonial magic? Someone let me know in the comments, because I don't know. I don't know whatsoever. But if this interests you, definitely check it out. Look at that cover. It's cool. Looks cool. What does it say? Primarily intended for intermediate level magicians who already have a basic knowledge of spellcraft. Okay. So if you are someone who is not a beginner, then you might enjoy this, because I know a lot of people are always like, where are all the books for, you know, people who are not beginners? Here's one. Just for you. Just for you. I don't think this interests me, especially since I don't even know anything about this subject matter. So, yes. Then I found this book, What Makes You Bloom? Cultivating a Practice for Connecting with Your Divine Self. This is by Kevin Miguel Garcia with a foreword by Reverend Dr. Jackie Lewis. Interesting. 218 pages. This is by Broadleaf Books. So I don't know. This, like, I found this randomly and I thought the title was interesting. I don't really read any of these things, to be honest with you. It talks about how people are leaving conservative faith traditions behind, rightly saying goodbye to toxic theology, bigotry, and harm. But in the process, we lose our rhythm of gathering, praying, and worship. Okay. So I don't know if this is like specifically religious or if this is just connecting with your divine self. I don't really know. But if you're one who enjoys these things, part of your practice, hey, this is for you then, for sure. What does it say? It says, What Makes You Bloom is a guide to creating a new spiritual practice after your life or faith has fallen apart. When going to church, praying, and reading your Bible just doesn't cut it or outright disturbs you, this book will show you how to cultivate new, meaningful spiritual practices like stillness, presence, breath, and movement that will help you overcome the pain of your past and root yourself in the present. I think that's interesting, actually. What does it say also? It says, along the way, you will discover the smallest changes in your life can bring about the biggest transformations, that a feeling of bliss is only a few breaths away. Okay. Well, if this is something that interests you, I probably should have read this beforehand, but I didn't. But if this interests you, check it out. I don't think this interests me, to be honest with you. Then I found this book, The Cauldron and the Drum, A Journey into Celtic Shamanism. This is by Rhonda McCrimmon. Forward is by Heatherash Amara. This is set to release January 9th. This is published by Hierophant Publishing, 208 pages. It says, Celtic shamanism is a spiritual tradition whose origins predate the arrival of Christianity in Northern Europe. Okay, so the Celts believed a person must activate, nurture, and maintain all three cauldrons to live a whole and connected, meaningful life. Interesting. So the author takes readers on a spiritual journey from the lowest of the three energetic cauldrons to the highest, sharing practices to cultivate each cauldron's unique potential. Okay. Ooh, there's also self-reflections and exercises in here. Interesting. I guess if you're someone who's into Celtic practices, you might find this very interesting. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Then we have the Card of the Day Tarot, quick and easy one-card reading, tarot readings for love, work, and everyday life. This is by Carrie Ward, and the illustrations in the book are by Adam Oilers, who is the one that did, Oak, Ash, and Thorn illustrations, Thistledown, the dragon deck that I can't remember the name of, and that cat deck from Llewellyn. So if you're interested, all the artwork is done specifically by him. Now, this is set to release January 9th. This is by Fair Winds Press, 160 pages. I really, really want this. I really want this. I love spreads. And a card a day is still a spread. It's just one card or one whatever. So here we have the table of contents. Thank you very much. So we have 12 card of the day tarot rituals. So a good morning tarot, game face tarot, tarot on the go, yes or no tarot, positive power tarot, tarot wind down, dreams of tarot. Tarot for deep reflection, 1 card tarot for love, 1 card tarot for career, trans tarot, other side tarot. Then we have some card interpretations for 1 card draws for the major arcana and all the suits. We have a conclusion, acknowledgments about the author, about the illustrator, and an index. Very nice. I love the illustrations. Look at that. So pretty. Beautiful. Positive power tarot. Interesting. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? Advice for right now, today. An affirmation, a reassurance, a life lesson, a challenge, do this, don't do this, who, when, is this a yes or no? Interesting. Okay. Then we have the King of Wands. Same thing. Advice for today or right now, affirmation, a reassurance, life lesson, a challenge, do this, don't do this, who, when, and is this a yes or no? I definitely want this. I definitely want this. And I do like Carrie Ward. She is the one who did the guidebook for the Good Karma Tarot as well as the Crystal, what's it called? Oh, what's this? Good Karma Tarot. Here, the Crystal Magic Tarot. I have both of these decks in my collection and I really like them. I think the guidebooks are well done. She's the one who did the guidebooks. Also, if you don't know, she actually writes for Cosmopolitan. She does like the tarot readings, I believe, for Cosmopolitan. So I think that's pretty cool as well. But yes. Ooh, what's this? Cardless Tarot. What's this? Tarot scopes. We're getting ahead of ourselves. It's releasing in March. Ooh, what's this? Ooh. 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 Is this a deck? Is this a deck? Or is this a book? It doesn't say. I think this is a book. Why am I whispering? I don't know. Is this a book? Why doesn't it say? I don't know. I don't know. I guess this is a book. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to this book. I got distracted. Things that interest me distract me. Okay, so yes, back to this book. This book looks really interesting. I am definitely into it. I think that this is great. I feel like I love card a day practices. I think they're absolutely fantastic. So yes, I want this. I do. I really want this. Here, see? I write for Cosmopolitan. Metro, I don't know what Metro is. I don't live in the US, so I don't know. And other titles, creating weekly and monthly tarot forecasts. This was her other book that she released. Power, Purpose, and Practice, but I know nothing about it. But yes, I'm interested. This is beautiful. These illustrations are gorgeous. I wonder if this is something that Adam is working on. Like a deck? Who is this? Fairwinds Press. I don't know. 160 pages though. I am definitely interested. This is releasing when? January 9th. Yeah, I'm interested in that. Okay, let's move on. Then I found this one, Tarot Basics. Have I talked about this again? I feel like I've talked about this already, but anyway, maybe not. This is by Evelyn Berger. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. And then Johannes Feibig, I guess is how you pronounce it. This is releasing January 16th. Published by Sterling Ethos, now known as Union Square & Co. 240 pages. What does it say? It says full-page explanations of each card are accompanied by illustrations from 3 foundational decks: the Rider-Waite-Smith, the Marseille, and the Thoth. This doesn't interest me, honestly. Like, I don't need another book for interpretations. Like, I have my go-tos already, so I don't need this, and honestly, there's books that I would recommend over something like this that are probably much better in my opinion, but if you're interested, check it out. Then I found this, Witchcraft, A History in 13 Trials. This is by Marion Gibson. This is the back, but it's just like reviews. Okay, so this is 320 pages. It is published by Scribner. I have no idea who this is, but I will say that this is a fascinating, vivid global history of the witch trials across Europe, Africa, and the Americas, told through 13 distinct trials that illuminate the pattern of demonetization and conspiratorial thinking that has profoundly shaped human history. So they actually go through some famous and some lesser known actual witch trials that have taken place in history, which is really interesting. I feel like the usual ones are typically the ones that we talk about the most, is the one in Salem, and then I think one specifically in Europe. I believe there's some witch trials in the UK now. But then we have lesser known ones that apparently there was one that took place in Norway, which I don't know anything about that. We had one in France, Pennsylvania. What is this? Lesotho, which is a British colony. So yeah, this seems really interesting. I would love to pick this up. I really like history stuff. Was the Kindle version already out, or maybe the paperback version? Ooh, different. Okay, so it came out in the UK earlier. That's why there's already reviews. I don't like this cover. I like the other cover better. The other cover looks cooler, in my opinion. What kind of reviews are here? Let's see. There's already reviews. Let's see what's here. Interesting. Lots of research. Interesting history. This one gave 3.5 stars. Didn't really explain why, I guess. So yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. This weather makes me sleepy. This one gave it 5 stars, which was really good. This one 4 stars. South Africa. Interesting. Very interesting. I am interested in this book, but I like the other cover better. I like this cover better. That looks way cooler, in my opinion. Doesn't it? Doesn't it look cooler? I don't know. Anyway. Then we have Fortuna, The Sacred and Profane Faces of Luck. This is by Nigel Pennick. Set to release January 16. 144 pages, published by Destiny Books. And it really talks about, traces the history of good fortune traditions from sacred divination to modern gambling. Yeah, not really my thing, honestly. Reveals how dice were originally considered sacred objects of divination and details the techniques and meanings of a dice oracle. That's cool. I like dice, though. Looks at medieval grimoires for fortune telling and other divination traditions, including those using cowrie shells, bones, coins, cards, sticks, and stones. Okay, I do like that. I think I just don't like the modern talk of gambling. Like, I'm not really into that part, but I like this other information that is supposedly in the book. Because I do like dice divination. I have dice. I have a set of D&D dice and then regular dice that I use for divination. So I do like that. I just don't like this part. It examines how dice became a means of gaming and gambling and how gambling gave rise to specialized lucky charms. Not into that. It talks about deities devoted to luck in the future, and the Roman goddess Fortuna is the most famous. So it talks about history and then divination and then modern times, how things are viewed in modern times. I kind of like this in some parts. I think it's definitely interesting. I'd probably skip over the sections that talk about gambling. I think that's not really for me personally. But yeah, the rest seems very interesting. There's no other information or let's see, what do we have here? I love the cover though. Cover is cool. So what does it say? Yeah, so it traces the history of the culture of good fortune from secret. Yeah, I already said that. So it explores many ways people through the centuries have sought to define the future, ensure protection, and draw the full benefits from the days of good omen. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I think I'm going to add this to my wish list. Specifically for the dice stuff, because I really, there's not many books on dice divination, so to have one to use, that would be interesting. Then we have the complete shadow work workbook and journal, exercises and prompts to prioritize your well-being and heal old wounds. This is by Kelly Bramlett. This is 208 pages, published by Callisto. Not a fan of the cover, to be honest with you. Very lackluster. We have an introduction, addressing conditioned thinking. What is the shadow self? How does the shadow self develop? Let's see what we got here. Confronting uncomfortable truths. Creating positive change. Almost everyone, at least one recurring dream. Write about one of yours. So this is dream stuff. Vulnerability. Embracing your shadow aspects with love. And adjusting your behavior. Very interesting. Looks like an interesting workbook. This is set to release January 16th. If I hadn't already said that, I don't remember. There's quite a number of shadow work journals on the market, in my opinion. So I don't really know enough about this one, but it seems interesting, you know. See, here's another one. Oh, from the same creator. There's also this one. I've heard good things about this one, the Shadow Work Journal by Kayla Shaheen. Someone shared this journal with me, and it seemed good, but this one I don't know. But if you're interested, definitely check it out. I think someone just needs to check it out to see if it's something that works for them or not. I find shadow work is such a personal practice. So yes. Then I found this book randomly, The Spirit of Harriet Tubman, Awakening from the Underground. This is by Spring Washam. This is published by Hay House. And the hardcover had already released. This is the paperback version that's supposed to be releasing now. It's supposed to be releasing January 23rd. It's 184 pages. And what does it say? Yeah, new paperback. I don't really know who this person is, to be honest with you, but apparently this person was called the Moses of her people. And it talks about her message and insightful explorations of her life and legacy. So, yes. What does it say? Harriet's prophetic life with teachings on how her lessons can be applied to what is happening in our world today, whether we need to focus on cultivating supportive practices for ourselves or on developing skills to engage more broadly with what is unfolding in the larger world. The inspiring story of Harriet Tubman can support us as we respond to this unprecedented time. We can learn how to remain fearless in the face of hatred and confusion. And through Harriet Tubman's guidance, we will learn how to meet the challenges of this moment with a compassionate heart. Yes. Other than that, I don't really know much else about this. But yeah, this is a paperback version that's releasing. Then we have the Baroque Witch, magic spells and powerful potions that use what you can grow, find, or already have. This is by Deborah Castellano. Also set to release January 23rd, published by Castle Point Books, 208 pages. I feel like during like the time with inflation being so high and things like that, this is probably a good option if you're interested in doing things for a lesser price, especially those who are into spells and things like that. Minimalism. Interesting. Interesting. Giving you tips and tricks, I guess. I feel like Llewellyn also did something similar to this already with the kind of option of minimalism, I guess, or options that didn't like need as much money. So this is another book option if you didn't like that one, I guess. What does it say? Discover bewitching rituals, recipes, ingredients, and tools for every budget. Infuse everyday habits and activities with powerful magic. Learn which magical materials you can swap in a pinch. That's pretty handy. I would say if you're into spell work and things, you might really like this. Then we have the Hoodoo Tarot Workbook, Root Work, Rituals, and Divination. This is by Tiana Lee McQuiller. This is set to release also January 23rd. This is by Destiny Books, 192 pages. Now, if you have the Hoodoo Tarot, this is a workbook that could go with that particular deck. So if you're interested or love that deck, an extra thing that you can get to work with it. Now, if you don't have that deck, this could be something, but you're into hoodoo practice, this could be something that you can add to your practice, I guess, for that. I don't know if you need particularly the book, but yes. I mean, the deck. I don't know if you need particularly the deck to use this book, but we have a lot of flowers there. What does it say? It says the free man. prep work. Interesting. Though it does talk about the cards, so maybe this is something you would need if you would probably need the deck if you bought this book. So, yes, I do not have this deck. This does not interest me and definitely is not for me. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Then we have Living Wands of the Druids, Harvesting, Crafting, and Casting with Magical Tools. This is by John G. Hughes. Who's this published by? This is published also by Destiny Books. Also, no, not set to release on 23rd. Okay, January 30th instead. 232 pages, a practical guide to the creation of natural wands for magical work. That's really cool. If you're into wands and you're into druidry, you might actually really like this. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Let's see if there's any other particular... Okay, let's look at the photos here. So we have the front, back, and then some pages of the inside. Seems like we have some black and white and some colored photos, it seems like. So, yes. Very interesting, I guess. And, okay, so then we have Who Do You Think You Are? This is an interactive journey through your past lives into your best future. This is by Michelle Brock. Set to release January 30th. This is published by Tarcher Parigi. I don't know how you pronounce this publishing house's name, to be honest with you. Targier. I don't know. I'm gonna have to learn how to pronounce their name. Ugh, Amazon always does this stupid thing. Here we go. 192 page book. Let's see, what's this about? It says, a powerful guide to manifesting the happiness and satisfaction we desire in the present by reconnecting with our experiences from the past from a master intuitive and expert life coach. Okay. Let's see, any photos? No, just the cover. I like the cover though, very colorful. Oh, do we have anything down here? Nope. Does it give us anything about anything? I don't really... It says, in our identity-obsessed culture, it is easy to think that who we are is determined by what we see in the mirror. But what if we open our minds to the notion that we are souls journeying through many lives over time? So I guess it's talking about past lives. It's what it seems like. So yes. Seems interesting. There's not enough really for me to go on to say that this is something that I would get, but it seems interesting in terms of the topic. I think I would want to see more or understand more about that particular book. Then the last book we have is Intuition, Learn to Speak the Language of the Universe and Reclaim Your Inner Magic. This is by Mia Magic, I guess. This is published by Hay House, set to release January 30th. 264 pages. Let's see, what does it say? It says, Intuition makes you your own teacher, guide, healer, and hero of your story. Putting the witch into intuition supports you in owning your witchiness, how your wisdom expresses through you, and synergizing the unique essence with the magic of the world all around you. Book describes how to tap into your intuition and apply it in your life with rituals, magical practices, journaling prompts, and chapters on reclaiming the witch wound in order to move forward in courage and empowerment, understanding signs and symbols from the universe, divination tools like astrology, tarot, numerology, and color magic, recognizing how your body speaks to you, and incorporating the wisdom of the elements into your magic. This seems very interesting. I did ask a house if they would be willing to send me this to review. Just waiting to hear back on that. But yes, I would love to review this on the channel. So hopefully that's what happens. Okay, so that was the last book. So let's close that and let's just get into the decks. So let me start the recording for the decks. Okay, so the first deck we'll be taking a look at here is Daily Intentions Oracle. This is Wisdom from Your Highest Self, 36 cards, 112-page guidebook. This is by Jackie Morgan and illustrated by Constanza Dopeppinger. I'm not sure if I pronounced that name correctly and apologize if I did not. This duo actually has another deck with Rockpool out already. If I didn't say, this is being published by Rockpool. They have another deck as well that was released. I don't remember what it's called. Let me see. This one, Daily Rituals Oracle. So this is actually their second deck that they're releasing. It's set to release January 1st. So again, as I'm filming this, it's already out. So yes. Okay, let's see. They only have this one photo, it seems like. Here anyway, and we can see after. It says calm. I invite in stillness and welcome calm. Belonging, vulnerability, celebration. I can't see the sentences at the bottom. Let's see if there's any photos here. Okay, we have unwavering faith. I let go of time and trust. What is meant for me will always find me. Then we have belonging. I call soulful relationships into my life. Magnet. I'm the magnet that attracts my desires. So yes, if you have the first deck and you really enjoy this, you might enjoy this one as well. If you do not and just looking for a nice daily affirmation deck, this might interest you. Then we have Maidens of the Wheel Oracle cards, Inner Journeys Through the Cycles of the Year. This is by Tammy Wampler. Not sure if I pronounced that correctly. Apologies if I did not. How many cards are in this? This is published by Blue Angel. It's a 120-page guidebook. How many cards? Of course, it never says how many cards there are. Does it say on the box, maybe? Nope. Anyway, these are the backs. It says 34 here. Let's see. No idea. It could be anywhere between 34 and 44, in my opinion, depending on Blue Angel. Majority of the time they do 36, but yeah, I like this card here, Dawn. I'm not really into all of the cards. I don't know about the artwork, to be honest with you. I'm not really into it. This doesn't really interest me or speak to me in any way, honestly. So yes, but if this speaks to you, definitely check it out. It's probably going to be in that nice Blue Angel matte cardstock that they have. So yes. Then we have Earth Mother's Oracle. This is by Linda Bell. This is also published by Blue Angel, 120-page guidebook, set to release January 8th. So if I didn't say for the last deck, it's also January 8th. So yes, this is 45 cards, I think. It says 45, so I'm going to assume 45 cards. Very colorful, very cutesy. This kind of reminds me of, like, what is it? What's her name? Something Frank. Is it Linda Frank? No. Oh, I don't remember right now. Something from the 90s. There was always dolphins, very colorful. Anyway, if you know, let me know in the comments because I don't remember right now. But that's what this kind of reminds me of. Look at all the cutesiness and everything. that are in the card. Look, this one has dinosaurs. So cute. This is adorable. Someone might really enjoy this. Look at all little creatures. So cute. Storytelling. Kind of looks like Red Riding Hood. Very interesting. I don't think this interests me. But if you're someone who's into, what do you call it? Like cutesy. This is very inner child in my opinion. So if you're into like inner child work, you might really like this. I find that really cute. Not sure how the Earth Mother gets into it, but sure. Very cute though, very cute. Then we have the Tarot of Traditions, another deck by Giuliano Costa. This is published by Lo Scarabeo, set to release on January 8th. Doesn't say how long the little booklet is. It's just a little white book anyway. But yes, if you're into Giuliano Costa's artwork, you might really like this. I have one of his decks. I have like the Halloween one. And there's only one other deck from him that I really want, which is this one, the Pre-Raphaelite Tarot. And yeah, and that's it. That's the only other one that I want. So this doesn't interest me particularly, but if you're looking for another Rider-Waite-Smith clone, you might like this with different artwork. Then we have the Oracle of the Mythic Heroes, a 40-card deck and guidebook. This is by Litao Wang. This is set to release January 9th, published by Beyond Words, 256-page guidebook. What does it say? It says 36 mortal heroes and heroines and 4 sacred creatures derived from Greek and Roman mythology. Very interesting. So if you're looking for a myth book, you might really like this. Or a myth deck, you might like this. Very interesting. See a Pegasus there. That guidebook looks rather thick, so there might be lots of information, which I'm sure a lot of people appreciate when it comes to these kind of decks. So yes, check it out if you're interested. Okay, I don't know how many times I have just talked about this deck. It's crazy the amount of times I have stated. And I already know that there's a lot of people that have started getting their pre-orders in. I don't know if it's from US Games specifically or what. But the Tarot of the Moon Garden by Karen Marie Swankart is set to release January 12th now. I don't know how many times this deck has been pushed. 192-page guidebook, published by US Games. Now, it looks nice. I've seen people post photos in tarot groups that I'm in on Facebook. It looks great. The edges are purple, which is really cool. If you're interested in this kind of deck, definitely pick it up. Hopefully you'll get yours soon and they won't keep pushing it on Amazon, because Amazon, I don't know what's going on with them, honestly. Ooh, this one I'm excited for. So the Inner Child Oracle. This is a 44-card deck and guidebook. This is by Amanda Lynn Asling. This is to heal your past and embrace your present. This is published by Hay House, set to release January 16th. 112-page guidebook, 44 cards. This is a mix of like helping you to connect with your inner child in a loving, nurturing way by combining 4 key aspects, such as reparenting your inner child, self-care, childlike wonder, and inner child connection exercises, which is really cool. This was one of the decks that I did request from Hay House for a review, so hopefully once they get back to me, they will let me know if this is something they can send me. I hope so, because this looks beautiful. I love the collage of it. I think it's done well. It gives me very I don't know, Danielle Noel vibes, I guess. I really love this one. Find your haven. Now, I know there was a few comments about people saying that it's not cutesy, and typically inner child decks are cutesy and things like that. But I find like, well, it's not cutesy. I find like not every inner child deck needs to be cutesy. I think it's really just up to you and your own practice on what you like, and what you like to use specifically. But I love this in terms of just like other aspects of inner child work. Like, be true to who you are. Fear will not stop you from shining. I think that's beautiful. And then unicorn with butterfly wings. That's so pretty. I love it. Oh, I love this one. Let love guide you. Choose to see the good in the world today. I love it. Looks so beautiful. As I said, releasing January 16th if you're interested. Then we have this one, Rebel Witches Tarot. This is by Cecilia Latari and illustrated by Tian Ki Chen. This is published by Ixa Press. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, to be honest. In Europe, it's pronounced by Vivita, which is an Italian publisher. 128-page guidebook. There's no photos, but there are photos on Vivita's website, actually. So let's go ahead and check that out. Vivita Publishing. Here, Vivita Books. Their website is in Italian because they make Italian decks. A lot of their decks, however, have been published here in North America in English. So the deck is in English. How do I look at decks? Here, let's change this to English. Shop. Okay, let's see. Here. Rebel Witches Tarot. Okay, so here is one. This is the Empress. Here's the Strength card. I like the Strength card, actually. That's really nice. Here, let's look at the Empress again. Here's the Moon card. Oh, that's so cool. She's like using a pipe. She's with a black swan. Pipe is making kind of like smoke that looks like it's going into the moon. Okay, this is the 5. This is 5 of spades. What's a 5 of spade? Swords, maybe? Or maybe wands? I don't know. Yeah, I think this is swords. Yeah, 9, 10. Yeah, this looks like swords. Okay, here's the wands. They're spoons. This is the 6. 6? I don't know. Not very good with Italian. But yes, that looks interesting. So if you wanted to see what it looks like, what it will look like, obviously in North America it'll be in English, but those are some of the cards. It looks like it'll be fully illustrated. I think people were kind of wondering if it'll be Pip or not. It looks like it's fully scenic, so Nothing to worry about there. Then we have Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle. This is by Angie Sullins and illustrated by Eva Boniva or Eva Boniva. I'm not sure. This deck kind of weirds me out, honestly. It's set to release January 26th. 112 pages. It's published by US Games. This is supposed to be inspired by Where the Wild Things Are. Doesn't really feel like Where the Wild Things Are at all. So, not sure about that. But this is so creepy. I kind of like this one, though. Harvest. I don't know. This is weird. Kind of reminds me of the Nicoletta Chocola, even though that deck is way weirder. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I think I would want to see like a walkthrough of this particular deck, in my opinion. And then we have the Rooted Woman Oracle. This is by Sharon Blackie and illustrated by Hannah Willow. This is published by Hay House, set to release January 30th. 257-page guidebook, 53 cards. Fantastic. I am so excited about this deck. This is absolutely breathtaking. Like, look at this. Well, the source of life. Forest, finding the path. Look at that. There's a wolf there. More silence and simplicity. The Isle of Women, Women's Mysteries. An Old Crane Woman, Guardian of the Threshold. And then lastly, we have Labyrinth. Oh, and The Wasteland. Reclaiming the Feminine. These ones don't have sentences. Interesting. They also have square. Oh, no, okay. There's different ones. Square, round, and triangle. Interesting. I'm excited for this. This was another one that I requested from Hay House for review, so hopefully they will send it to me, and I'll be able to show everyone on the channel what this deck looks like, because it looks breathtaking. Like, look at that. Oh, wow. Interesting. Seems like some of them don't have key phrases, which is interesting. I'm wondering if the book says why that is exactly, but I'm excited about this. Then I found this that has no image. It's the Fable Makers Tarot Deck and Book Set. I think this was the latest Kickstarter from these people, because they've done another Fables Tarot book set, deck and book set. Very expensive, I do have to say. Set to release January 31st. 280-page guidebook. Published by Hit Point Press. These are the people that did... these are the people that did the first one. This one has an 8-frame looping animation that comes to life when the card is tilted. Oh, no wonder it's so expensive. It's a fancy deck. But yet there's no photos. I'm like, what is this? I wonder if Hit Point Press. And this one? Is this their new one? No, which one is it? No, they have a new one. Unless this is the one that they're advertising. I have no clue. I honestly don't know. Anyway, if you're interested, want to check that out, or wait until there's photos, go for it. For me, it doesn't interest me. I know that they did another one. I saw a Kickstarter recently that they did another one. But yes. Okay, so the last 3 decks are all from US Games and give very confusing information. So they all state that they're supposed to be releasing January 31st, but then state in another place on the Amazon listings that they're actually coming out February 29th. So I'm not sure what's going on with these 3 decks, but I chose to include them just in case they are actually coming out January 31st. So the first one is the Ehrenberg Tarot. This is by Steve Ehrenberg. This is published by US Games. See, it states here January 31st. 80-page guidebook published by US Games, and here it says February 29th, so very confusing information. Here it says 76-page guidebook when here it said 80 pages, so that's odd. This deck looks interesting. I'm kind of into it, honestly. The Fool, the Emperor, Ace of Cups. It's like more up close pictures. Kind of reminds me of the Morgan Greer Tarot in a way. But yeah, I'm really into this. This looks cool. And then the next one is the Universal Folk Tarot. This is by Anita Inverarity. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Again, this says that it's releasing January 31st, but again, it also says that it's releasing February 29th. So this is 244-page guidebook, says here February 29th. So I don't really know what's correct. Now, if you have the Oracle, you might actually really like this. I do not have the Oracle. I have the Oracle on my wish list, and I do really want it. I'm not sure about the bottom border, though. Like, that's a lot of border for such a small font. Like, I don't know why they didn't just put the number, Roman numeral, and the name on the same line and make the border a little smaller. But anyway. I do really like the artwork, though, for this particular deck. It looks great. So yes, if you're interested, definitely check it out. And then lastly, we have the Wing, Hoof, and Paw, an Animal Companion Oracle. This is by Angie Sullins and illustrated by Stephanie Roberts. Published by US Games, 108-page guidebook. And again, it's supposed to be releasing here. It says January 31st, whereas here it says February 29th. So I'm not sure what is correct. It does say that if you order it, it says you'll get it by February 1st. So I don't know. So yes. Seems like they're all in like a mirror type thing. Honestly, I have other animal decks that I love more. So I don't think this is something I'd pick up, but they all have little crowns if you're interested in that. But at least they have keywords, which is nice. These are the backs. Love the backs though. So it says the name of the animal and it says a keyword, which I think a lot of people will appreciate both of these options. So yes. So that was the last deck. That was everything that's releasing, or that I was able to find in January anyway, based on my research that I did. So yes, if anything interests you, definitely check out, again, the description box below for all the links that are available there. I do thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what caught your eye, if anything caught your eye this particular month, and something that maybe you put on your wish list or decided that you're going to pick up and add to your collection. I'd love to hear from you no matter what. Also, is there anything that I didn't talk about? I don't really cover indie stuff because there's always so much coming out, or Kickstarters. It's very hard to keep up with those kind of things, and honestly, keeping up with the mass market stuff is already a lot of work for me. So was there anything that caught your eye in terms of Kickstarters or indie decks or things that you're waiting on for January that you would like to mention? Definitely feel free to share in the comments below. Always love listening and hearing, or reading rather, your comments and seeing what people are interested in. And plus, if other people are watching this video, they get to see as well and maybe decide to look it up. So yes. So again, I do thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on that bell so you can be notified every time I post a brand new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it's greatly appreciated and helps me in the long run. Thanks so much, and I hope that you have a great day.